People are leaving Canada. According to a latest report, nearly 90,000 people left the country in the past year alone. And with this new decision, even more people are going to leave. So let's take a look at 4 of the most alarming reasons why people are leaving Canada. In the past few years, Canada's drug abuse rate has shot up through the roof. Just yesterday, I was reading a study that revealed that the number of opioid-related deaths in Canada has increased nearly 600% in the last 2 decades. And with this increase in drug abuse, there's also been a rise in homelessness across the country. Ottawa and Toronto, places once considered some of the safest in the world, have become overrun with homeless people. This situation is so bad that many Canadians find it impossible to even commute to work without being abused by these people. So it should hardly surprise anyone that many of these workers are now choosing to move to other countries. You see, this increase in homelessness and drug use has led to another extremely worrying trend: the rise in violent crime. Canada, a country once considered one of the safest in the world, is currently facing its highest homicide rates in more than 3 decades. If you look at the news, it seems that there's a new stabbing every week, and those are just the crimes that end up getting reported. Things are so bad that even the justice system has begun to fail. There simply aren't enough courts or law enforcement to manage this increase in crime, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. So in times like these, people are simply choosing to escape to safer, less violent places. Canada's healthcare has been in a steady decline for over a decade now, but things seem to have hit a new low. For several years now, reports have piled up, all detailing one simple fact: the healthcare system in Canada simply isn't treating patients. Right now, most patients are expected to wait not weeks, but months before they get an appointment. And that applies even to critical care patients who might lose their lives if they don't get treated. And even when you do get to your appointment, the lack of doctors means that you barely get a few minutes of time with the professional who's going to make a hasty diagnosis that might cost you your health or even your life. In fact, there's even news flowing around that most doctors end up recommending suicide to more serious patients, and that is not an exaggeration. As of right now, Canada has the highest rate of euthanasia in the world, and that alone should tell you all you need to know about Canada's healthcare system. And then there's the final nail in the coffin for Canada: their government. More specifically, the taxes that you're forced to pay when you live there. Not only has the country always had some of the world's highest income and corporate tax rates, but the government has rapidly increased its rates to the point that over half of your wealth goes away in taxes. Think of it this way: if you're a Canadian, not only are you forced to live in horrible conditions, but when you do end up making money, the government just swoops in and takes away half or more than half of it. And it looks like even that might not be enough, as the government has recently detailed tax increases in several categories as part of the 2024 federal budget. This includes a change that will make a whopping 2/3 of your capital gains taxable, and this change will go into effect less than 2 months after being announced. Among other things, this new increase will change how things like crypto, real estate, and investment earnings are handled, increasing the percentage of those earnings that the government taxes from 50% to 67%. And that's just one of the many proposed tax changes that are soon going into effect. Just 2 months ago, the government raised the already unpopular carbon tax, and at the same time, entirely new tax categories like luxury tax registration are being introduced. This is a new rule that taxes luxury vehicles like sports cars and yachts at a rate higher than normal items, yet another way for the Canadian government to steal away your wealth. All of this to say, Canadians have a lot of reasons to be looking for a way out of the country. In fact, most of these people are looking for a way out and some of the highest earning and highest educating citizens of the country. So if you're one of these people, I recommend that you start looking for places to move to and do it fast, because the situation in Canada is only going to get worse from here. If you want to learn more about these things, feel free to subscribe to my channel so you can stay on top of news like this before it starts to affect you.